Welcome back to the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Game. Guys, everybody at work has a friend or a buddy or a guy that they, joke with and talk with. And one of mine is sports producer Mike Foss. And we often talk about the kick six game, even before this week. We used to go, oh my God, Auburn's going to win the football game, like doing the reenacting. And he joins us now, actually. Mike, does this one trump pick six for you, or kick six for you?
It was definitely right up there with it. I think I had about the same reaction. I think I even had more of a reaction watching this one than I did kick six, just because it was, our teams and had more of an emotional involvement. But certainly one of the crazier finishes you will ever see in a college football game. It was a lot of fun as somebody who's neutral in the rivalry and just got to kind of enjoy it.
Fire up chips, Mike.
Well, we'll go ahead and get into what everybody's saying, because as you can imagine, there is a ton of talk about this game. We'll start with Jeff talking about that last play. He says, I've watched football for decades and have never seen anything like it. The Cal-Stanford band play was basically more of a novelty act. Freddie says, what a great game, the beauty of college football and the traditions. Michigan didn't deserve to lose that way, but kudos to State. Bob says Michigan got lionized. Apparently it's extremely contagious and spreading quickly throughout the state. Steven, keeping the faith with Michigan, saying Michigan's still number one in this state with me. Go Blue. Beat that team down south, that Buck something team. Go Blue. Ryan asking John if he's ever going to write the book, The Curse of Michael Hart. Apparently the whole little brother thing still lives on several years later. And Jen checking in with an answer to the question, saying that MSU definitely worthy of the national title shot if the Spartans can make it past the Buckeyes. Guys?
Well, first things first, I do want to address the Mike Hart situation, because he came out in the newspaper and did, regret saying the little brother comments, 10 years later or so, 7 years, 8 years later. But you're going to write that book? Because I think, look, if there's a 30 for 30 special to be had, it's going to be the little brother, big brother, because of the rise.
And you know what? What's great about this is that the nation is taking this rivalry seriously. It's too often a regional rivalry. One team's up, one team's down. It's almost never a title bout like this was. And that thing delivered. And I think that, look, again, the years ahead, this is going to be now a nationally televised game when you've got to pay attention to if you care about college football. So that's nothing but good. In fairness to Michael Hart, it was in the context of coming right off that Appalachian State loss. At that point, you better say something.
As you said, he's 20 years old.
Exactly right.
10 years later, you say some dumb things when you're a kid.
Right, and give Spartans credit. If they had not won 7 of the last 8, the comment does not really count for much, does it?
Right.
So.
I love the lionized comment there, because it was something that the rules of lionization are something that you have to just explain to somebody 3 times and they still don't understand it, because that's what happened last night. I guess looking forward, some of the other comments, playoffs are bust now for Michigan State.
Yeah, you got to think that. I think that was probably the plan coming into the season. This is, even though you knew they had some questions defensively, this with a quarterback like Connor Cook, who's now 30-3, you don't have that very often. You got to take advantage of that. So I think the playoffs are bust motto was probably there already. The Twitter question about getting past Ohio State. Getting past makes it sound like it's just kind of a little speed bump along the way, but
getting past the number one team in the nation.
Right, so. They just happen to be the number one team.
Real quick. Yeah. Does Michigan State do it?
Oh man.
But does this game galvanize that?
Yeah, and I asked them last night, can this sort of game spark you even more than if you came in and dominated? And a lot of them said it could. This could be that moment where everything just kind of starts clicking. Even with the injuries, this could kind of galvanize this team and move them forward. We'll see.
Well, thanks for the questions out there once again. Love it when you guys get involved using that hashtag 7SportsGame. All right, coming up, we got our final thoughts and our high school football game of the week nominees. That's coming up next on the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Game.